which I really do like. It's a great answer into Lulu. She's very vulnerable, and especially when you've got a lot of protection off the back of a pick, because you can throw out the Maokai ultimate, throw out the Unraveled Earth, you can easily
pretty aware of where Yike was likely to be because they saw him thanks to that early ward pathing towards bot side. Ooh,
flash hook, Kalist gets hooked. He's only got the cleanse and he doesn't have a hope of getting out. Doesn't burn the summoner. First blood to G2.
A nice punish in the bot lane, 2 versus 2. Kalist, he
Hover
does
around mid a little bit more. Caps might be caught out here as Yike is coming in from the side, but he can just path down towards the bottom. The Emperor's of Ike just clipping him though, and the Weaver's Wall still going to be stunned on it. Well played by Casey. Caps levels up, should still fall. Vladdy on the board for Carmine Core.
Brilliant play from KC in the mid lane. Vladdy just clipping Caps on the edge. Sets up nicely for Yike on the gank. Now he can return over to those Void Grubs as Skimon finishes to KC, but it's nothing too hard.
Didn't really matter. Vladdy still had flash if Caps had got any further away. Nature's Gas coming out from Skewmon, but look at the damage already onto Lebrov. Kalist with the cleanse away, almost got Lebrov. In the end, it's Targamas that falls. Kalist was a gnat's whisker.
the most dangerous part of that play was him being under tower range.
Kalist has no summoners. He's stepping into darkness there. That was greedy from Kalist. Hun Summoner and Lebrov punish him rightly. He didn't have anyone on his side of the map and didn't know where Huns and Lebrov were.
Yeah, I mean, the big question was... but that should take nothing away from Kalist as Lebrov sets his sights on Kalist once more.
Kalist just hasn't got an opportunity to actually go
He's at his own base!
It's just harassment. That's all Lebrov's doing, trying to make sure that Caps could come in as well. The flash over the wall, wild growth onto Kalist. There's too many wards on the blast cone, and Kalist can't auto it.
Kalist can't get onto the map! The man is just trying to run back into his own base, and G2 found him, but Caps now may not be safe.
Does have the flash away from Yike, looking for the permafrost here. Vladdy coming in as well, he's hooked away. Caps starting to walk away, but in the end, Vladdy's soldiers will secure the kill.
So they'll have full information, so KC just have to give this. They can't really compete when Kalist is so separated, even as the reset, in case they look for Dragon immediately to a bot side play.
And remember earlier, we talked about the consequences of delaying the sit
as well, so suddenly you're in position for all of these objectives as you need to. So at the moment, KC trying to answer on this top side, but here comes the Ezreal ult.
True Shot Rush coming out as well. Look at the CC on Kalist. He does have flash and he has the cleanse and he has a wild growth, but it's not enough to save him. Kalist a little bit overextended as Broken Blade pounces.
What has been kind of a shining light for KC in their mid games, which has been this duo working together.
Slash from
Lebrov. He's getting swifty. He lands the hook there onto Targamas, pulls him back. The wild cut comes up as well, but Hans Summer already on a rampage now with the Nature's Grass coming out. There's the knockback with the seismic shove. Yike yeeted across the wall. He goes back in. Vladdy trying to put all the damage down he can. Is it enough? Emperor's Divide will not kill off Skewmond. G2 wipe away Carmine Core in the bot tri-bush.
G2 parted the seas, and KC are fighting up. Caps is on the way towards Kalist as well, but Hans, he's got some serious damage. Not quite able to get it.
Movement speed from Kalist, enough to get him to safety. But G2 are quickly stabilized. Oh, what a snipe from Hans Summer as he gets another kill onto Kalist.
Top side. Okay, cool. Lebrov speeds himself up and looks for the pick onto Targamas like this.
Targamas has flash. There's a Weaver's Wall coming out, and with the Twisted Advance landing, I don't think Targamas is going to have a chance to flash.
And that's, as I was saying, KC try to make the play on top side. In this situation is KC.
This composition's ability to collapse is just so fast. With the Talia ultimate, with the CC that they have combined with the Blitzcrank and the Maokai, KC now looking for an angle into the Atakan.
And Yike steal it. He's done that quite a few times. Skewmon Mikhail's immediately by Lebrov. Yike trying to get in here, but Broken Blade's going to keep him at bay. The Atakan secured, and now the fight's life on G2. Chain of Corruption hits Caps down towards the bottom side. Yike's still tanky, but he's knocked back into the middle of G2 once again. The all-out coming out from Kana. He's knocked back as well by Broken Blade. And Carmine Core dive in, but find no way of getting out. TP behind as Broken Blade's looking for the flank, and Lebrov's looking to send Vladdy 6 feet under. BB now on the flank. Kalist has the flash. Targamas has one of his own as well, but isn't going to get the chance to use it. BB still chasing. Kalist only has cleanse, so cleanse the slow, but knocked into the wall. Has nothing left, and he can't even kill a Broken Blade.
It's a 22-minute ace for G2. A statement. A best of 5. There's still plenty of opportunities to turn this around. We're in our first fearless best of 5.
Carmine Core no vision at all towards the pit.
Kalist went back for Winsus though. So again, we're in this 4 versus 5 situation, which is why G2 started up the Baron. And Lebrov just looking for this play over the wall.
Yike going forward, Pathmaker in, Broken Blade immediately dives onto Kana, who goes all out. The Baron now taken by G2, Kana at half HP. The hook lands on Targamas, and immediately he's rooted up. The wild growth is a wild nope as he falls. Vladdy dives in with the Emperor's Divide, but he only finds a tree, and now he's the one going timber. Yike and Kalist, the last two standing. Lebrov's having none of it. Hunsummer with another Yike trying to walk away wounded from his former teammates, but he's locked up by Skewmond, and he'll fall. It's a triple for Hunsummer. 11-0-6 as G2 walk down mid.
G2 righting the wrongs of the regular season in this first game. They cut down Yike as their last member, and now they will march towards the Nexus.
An impressive performance in game one as G2 stamped their authority in this best of 5.
It's a demolition, lads. G2, 27 minutes, 14,000 gold lead, 20 kills to 3. And it seems like Carmine Core haven't really woken up yet. Let's see if they can awake from their slumber for game 2.
Still a long series ahead of us, but what a performance. Hunsummer continues his winning ways on this Ezreal. And massive credit to Lebrov. This Blitzcrank pick was huge for G2.
The Blitzcrank was sick. The performance was amazing. The setup alongside Skewmon was perfect.
I mean, you can see the components that kind of make it relatively safe. When the Vi wants to go into the backline, you have the Rumble ultimate to follow. There's strong AoE elements on the side.
Right now, Lebrov and Hunsummer get the wave in bot lane. At the moment, Vladdy is the first to move from mid. Caps can start to move across. Go between worlds on the back of this fight. G2 kind of watching the Drake go down in their faces right now at 1,000 HP. Engage from Targamas. Caps forced away by Vladdy. Lebrov looking to get the engage, and Skewmon going on to Yike immediately, and the smite goes down, and Skewmon gets the first kill. Targamas falls for the second. G2 collapsed perfectly to find the first 2 kills in the neutral.
Skewmon just gets everything there to figure out how they fit into the system. Seems like it didn't take them very long. And speaking of, Lebrov made his way mid.
Vladdy does have the flash, dodges the Shadowing Strike, but still hit with the crash down. Won't have to burn his summoner for this. Trading back onto Caps. Gravity Field will get the stun here. Yike coming in with a cease and desist. And Caps was greedy with his path thing. Vladdy and Yike punish him.
I mean, Vladdy is just clean with it. Beautiful movement. He bought
Safe because Lebrov saw Targamas, but Hans is in for a world of hurt right now. The collapse can come out. Hunsummer just on the edge of the Vault Breaker there. That could have been disastrous for G2. Carmine Core collapsed well. Caps put some damage back into Kalista. TP coming out from Kana as well as he's going to join the fight. Caps now on the wrong side of the rift. Does have the flash, can jump across the wall as well. Paranoia out from Skewmon. And now in the middle of the pit, Skewmon dives in onto Yike, who tries to dive onto Hunsummer. The killer instinct, the barrier. The equalizer's enough. Yike gets the kill. Caps, though, starting to collapse with the rest of G2. Yike will fall. Targamas goes low. The ignite ticking on him. The stun landing from Vladdy as Lebrov falls as well. Carmine Core find 2 and should be able to get the dragon off this as well.
It was a bit of a scramble, but KC are able to come out on top. Yike immediately getting that lockup and the kind of follow. Oh no!
Oh, it's a disaster for everyone. The taunt goes out onto Targamas in the end. The Winds of War will kill him. Okay. Okie dokie.
It happens. It happens. It happens to the best of us. His AD carry, which then just gave them easy access into the fight. So ultimately, great execution. Vladdy, remember, no flash on him.
Kana's on his way, though. Doesn't have the equalizer, but Vladdy immediately turns it onto Skewmon. He has to flash away, and with the Electro Harpoons hitting his back, Vladdy has been on absolute fire so far this game. 0-0.
Benefiting massively off it. In a position now where they can actually set him up on a side lane. Keep the pressure there. Kana, though,
doesn't have flash, and Lebrov's on his way across. There's the taunt. Lebrov's still chasing forward. Kana has the movement speed from the scrap shield, but the flash Shadowing Strike. Equalizer coming out as well. Magnastorm to pull Kana back. Do they have the damage? They're tanky enough, but Kana tries to burn them.
No way!
Broken Blade! Oh my god, that was as close as can be. G2 limp away with the kill.
Broken Blade had to go through.
they're worried about for G2.
I mean, in the end, the damage they had there was Hollow Radiance on Broken Blade, which isn't the most powerful at bursting down a target. Meanwhile, we're going to see the Paranoia coming out, and that's a lot more powerful at killing someone off. Kana dies in the side lane. Skewmon there at the right time as
Grow, and its impact becomes unrelenting. Pings have come down.
It's a difficult fight for G2.
Yeah.
Karma Corp have done a really good job of setting up vision here. You can see Caps actually TPing behind the Dragon right now. Broken Blade has that Hero's entrance. The Paranoia is first. Caps dives in. Hero's entrance going in as well. Isn't going to land a knock-up. Targamas got a 4-man towards the top side. Caps has been forced away. Broken Blade in the middle of the pit, tanking everyone. Targamas is going to die. The Equalizer will clip on Summer. Broken Blade falls as well. Yike trying to step forward, will land the smite. Now G2 are separated. Summer's down towards the bottom side, limping through the river, through the jungle. Kalist trying to get the damage and will kill off Targamas. Now Rift Herald put down by KC.
G2 ended up trying to jump onto Kalist, and he was happy to pounce his way on out of there and continue through the fight. That combo not working for G2, and now KC gets so much off the back.
The idea is to
Whenever you see Kana on this top side of the map, I want you to keep your eyes on Broken Blade, right? Because at the moment he's just disappeared into that fog of war. All he wants to do is
Caps has been knocked up. He tries to get away, but the shutdown goes out. The cease and desist into Arcane Storm combination enough, and we talked about how Caps could be a nuisance. Well, Carmine Core put him in his place. Lebrov will join him in the grave, and now Artakan is begun.
Just fantastic timing from Yike. Just as Caps face checks the brush, he is there ready to ulti him. Vladdy crucially gets those 2 kills as well, so a lot of gold just invested into his pocket. He secures the bot tower as well. The Rumble ultimate committed into mid. G2 can't trade anything back. They're trying to get the tier 2 in top, but Vladdy continues his push.
Yeah, and he's even, looks like, going to TP up to that top side to make sure that you can't get any more as Broken Blade. So massive pick. Vladdy starting to walk down, so G2 trying to see if they can burst out this Dragon before he arrives, but now you have to take the 5v5 as Vladdy's shown up, and that ultimate is not quite up cooldown. It's just there,
on the flank.
No cease and desist yet. 7 seconds before that one comes back up. Yike tries to dive in. Targamas dives in as well. Skewmon forced down to half HP. The flash away from Broken Blade, and Caps will force Targamas to withdraw, but Carmine Core got the prize they were looking for. Cease and desist in as Caps is locked up once again. The Hero's entrance. You're diving into your demise, Broken Blade. He tries to land the taunt. Summer putting the damage down across the fight, but now he's the one locked up by G2. He manages to take out 2 with him, but there's only false lives. Vladdy stepping forward, dodges away from the Shadowing Strike.
30-second death timer on Caps. Over 30 seconds for Summer.
2 seconds. If they pulled the trigger right now, maybe there's a window, but Caps is already in top lane.
Yeah, I do think that with Broken Blade having low mana and low engage, you can try and fight this.
Lebrov knocked back. Targamas already in position, and Lebrov will fall. Well played by KC. Targamas, I think, Hex splashed across the wall to get in there.
I think it was just the threat of the Baron forcing the TP, and Caps on ward.
Yeah, Targamas finds him again with the Hex Splash, and Caps is down. A moment ago, we were talking about how far ahead he was. Now he's 800 gold in the hole, and Carmine Core turn their eyes towards the Baron.
The thing about the threat of the Baron is it got the TP out from Caps. It got G2 to haphazardly approach the Baron so that they had information and vision. And because they were slightly broken apart in terms of their setup, KC found picks, and they might be looking for more.
Targamas constantly finding people here. Skewmon dodges the stun with his Shroud of Darkness. The Baron will go over to Carmine Core though. Skewmon looking, see perhaps if he can get across to his red. Yike coming in across the wall here. And Lebrov, you only just got back to life. Take a nap, son. Targamas puts him in the dirt.
Sama's on the bottom side of the map, so Casey, you're like, great. You try and contest any of the vision on this top side.
That it wasn't a big fight that broke open the game. It was that single pick on the Caps in the bot side of the map. After finding that double kill, they got so much off the back of it.
Lebrov dives in immediately onto Kalist. They're looking for the CC. He flashes the wall though, and Skewmon tries to follow him. He doesn't win that fight. Kana pops his stopwatch, buys himself a second in the middle of G2. Yike chasing Skewmon down towards the bottom side. G2 retreating up towards the top, and Skewmon is gonna fall. Kalist will take him. The Shield of Duran with the stun. The route down to Targamas. He's gonna escape though. Broken Blade tries to get close enough, but there's no justice in the world that saves you there. G2 lose 3 again, and Carmine Core knocking on the door.
G2 are desperate, and KC know that. They are constantly in a position to match them, and Kalist just skates away, and KC are skating over G2.
Vladdy looking to continue his winning ways with the picks. He's had fancy feats, many outplays, and now KC find themselves at the doorstep of the nexus of G2.
Arcane Storm onto Caps, just forcing him back to the fountain. The Equalizer will follow! And Caps dies! There is no place safe for G2 as Carmine Core land a punch in this best of 5.
What an answer from KC. Game 1 had a lot of fans a little apprehensive about what this game was going to bring, but they have quickly responded with a win on the board.
great play overall from KC. They handled the aggression in the early game from G2 very well. They navigated through the team fights with great patience, and they outplayed and punished the mistakes that we saw from G2.
Great play all round from Carmichael. We're going to go to a short break. We'll be back.
Few levels on the Senyaso and then look to match them back up. Ornn should be relatively safe in terms of the lane swap as well, given that he can play with relatively towards the Raptors. Yike. Hang on.
Yike can look for this. He goes, gets the level 6, flashes forward. Skewman's going to flash away, but Vladdy's there for the chase. Caps dives in, looking to seal the fates of Vladdy and Yike, and with Broken Blade moving first. The flash back from Caps as he tries to get onto Vladdy. No summoner on Vladdy. He's down for first blood. Yike caught up as well. Flash with the Ruthless Predator stun, and Yike tries to escape with the shield. It's not enough. G2 find 2 in the mid lane.
The roam from Broken Blade.
From G2, they're going to respond by looking to get some deep vision on the top side of the map. No grubs, of course, to be able to respond with. But about a 10-minute Dragon means that follow his jungler around. Of course, not the only AD carry to do it.
I do think, though, there is a world where you do have to start to roam because you do want levels on Kalist, which is the other thing with Kalist.
Dodges the solar flare, just gets slowed by it. Hans Summer walks past the wind wall, exhaust going down. Kalist tanks an extra tower shot! Kalist is down! And that's 3 kills.
Unfortunate for Kalist there, ends up falling, but nicely done by the G2 bot lane.
Oh, so at the very last, oh, hang on, the top lane dive.
TP coming out, G2 will call off the dive. Call of the Forge God, though, from Kana as he makes a prayer, and Broken Blade is on the receiving end of it. He pops the Dominus, tries to get away, lands the stun as well. He'll go back in. Skewman using his own ultimate for a little bit of CC. Cap's going to try and get away from Yike here, who does have an ultimate of his own, but for the moment, shouldn't be able to chase Caps any. The Dragon up in 30 seconds, but G2 just using the pressure they have in the bot side to gain control of this jungle right now. They might look for a little bit more. Yike dashes forward. LeBron goes in, the solar flare, the CC, the shield of Daybreak. The root coming out as well with the Zenith Blade follow-up, but Yike dives in with the Moonfall. Can't get the CC down in time. I'm not sure Kalist would have wanted to follow in with the last breath of his own, and now Targamas and Kalist need the help of their mid laner.
They want more. G2 is looking to dive this.
Targamas is on the wrong side. Targamas is just dead. Like, he sacrificed himself to make sure his AD carry would get out alive. He does. LeBron actually dies the tower here. I think if he pathed up, he might have been able to get out in time, but in the end, it's a 2-for-1 exchange.
TP, I feel like there, but at least they should guarantee them the Dragon off the back of it. But as we're moving into this, I feel like people forget a lot that Leona can just flash Q.
Yeah.
Because we saw Lebrov do exactly this into Mickey when he was on the Poppy, and now again, you end up with Yike caught in the same position, but it might be Broken Blade now caught.
Kana has the call of the Forge God. Skewman does have flash, will use it to dodge away. Broken Blade has a tower a while away, but instead he dives onto Kalist, and Kalist is down again. For the second time this game, he falls. Broken Blade will fall for it, but he got his. He got his 1-4, never mind! Never mind! He just slices and dices, and Carmine Cora unable to collapse on him quickly enough. Kana's still on the chase. He will find him in the end. It's Yike.
Caps. Hey, even the best of us can miss those combos. Nice side steps from Vladdy as Yike, he doesn't know.
He does not know, and it's a shield of Daybreak into a Zenith Blade. The Moonfall from Yike tried to get to the wall to flash it. Wasn't there in time. Lebrov takes the kill. Targamas has to flash away from Caps. The TP coming in now. Vladdy in the middle of them all, flashes immediately. The Zenith Blade for the follow-up into the Strangled Thorns. Vladdy locked up, Lebrov walks away. Battered and bruised, but still alive, and the same cannot be said for Carmine Core. Kalist falls again. 9-3 now the score.
I feel like this has been the story of the series. A neutral right now, it seems.
I think they want the call of the Forge God in a choke. Lebrov steps to the side, goes back in with the Zenith Blade, and Caps is there for the follow-up. Caps diving onto the back line, and Stranglethorns comes out, but doesn't really hit on to anyone. G2 have already killed off Yike, and it did reek of desperation there from Carmine.
It's just that it's very difficult to find those chances because G2 are not setting up as like a big chunky unit. They're kind of playing for these quick picks in smaller groups that makes it very difficult.
Lebrov is positioning to make sure that he can't.
Okay, so they're the 15%. You know, that happens. But KC, they're getting closer.
Dawning Shadow.
Okay, they're not getting any closer.
They say the day is darkest just before the dawn. For Carmine Core, it's pretty damn dark right now.
Lebrov is about to light things up.
And he is, jumps onto Kana. Targamas tries to flash the wall with the solar flare. Stun follow-up with the Ruthless Predator. And Targamas is deceased, bereft of life. He rests. He goes Gabagee. Hansama should go Gabagoo, you know? Like, it's you can't just expect him
Completely. You guys make complete sense.
Should deny some to regain control over that area, but the problem is you don't have Call of the Forge God still for about a quarter of his cooldown. Kana is going to go in here. Bellows Breath, Solar Flare goes on to Like. There's the follow-up, but there's no last breath coming out from Kalist. Didn't want to fully engage. The lock up onto Broken Blade and knock up onto Lebrov. The Strangled Thorns coming out as well, and Carmine Corp have chunked
to the pit. Now that's unavailable.
Vladdy is answering bot wave right now, and because of that, Lebrov decides it's time to go. Solar Flare, Strangled Thorns, and Yike is done for. The Cats again with a banana combo. Get this guy some potassium, because apparently he doesn't have enough. G2 still find a kill, and they'll take the mid lane tier 3 from it.
Yeah, they get some iron in them anyway, being able to take down these structures in the mid lane, but for G2, it's just every time they're finding these picks, KC try to get some vision control back, and now they get to fall over towards that barrier.
I mean, it's going to have to be some sort of miracle. Can Vladdy perhaps steal it with a shock blast?
No.
No, he cannot. He tried, though.
It's also the problem with these plant-based junglers is they can put plants in the way of things like a shock.
Dragon Soul now on the cards for G2 as they're already in position.
Caps is...
Okay.
Oh, they jump in immediately. And his Spade is sealed. Call of the Forge God going in as well. Now can Carmine Corp find more? Broken Blade pops up with Dominus. Kano's on that front line. Strangled Thorns coming out as well. G2 looking for a little bit more poke. Kalist now going forward with that last embrace. Onto Broken Blade. The Drake resets. Carmine Corp found a great pick across the wall. Onto Caps.
Kalist getting the heal up off that wave in mid lane as well, so KC feeling a little bit stronger coming in towards this. Skewmont has no ultimate available. Behind Sama playing out of the position to actually get engaged on.
Kana has TP. Broken Blade does not, and G2 will give it up. Yep. Carmine Corp find a pick, they find the Drake. G2 didn't want to take more.
And it's only really Vladdy who can clear these waves, so you can see them spreading them across the map, or Broken Blade going topside. But there we go!
They dive in immediately, the last breath as well. Skewmond pops his Zonya, Caps goes in with the face seal, he'll kill off Kalist. Strangled Thorns on Yaiken. It worked once, but at the second time of asking, G2 were ready to jump in and immediately punish. Kana now trading with Broken Blade. Caps is on its way across. The Ruthless Predator from Broken Blade into the slice and dice forward. Call of the Forge God from Kana. Still lands the knockup. BB flashed the wall though and got to safety. The inhibitor in the bot side has fallen. Carmine Corp trying to defend 3v5 now. And their first Nexus tower is already forfeit.
G2 continuing their siege. They know they have the numbers advantage. Vladdy forced to flash away.
Caps jumps onto Vladdy once again. They will get the knockback. Vladdy's still alive. Lebrov going in with a Zenith Blade, but he's locked up in the end. Vladdy is jumped on by Broken Blade. And now with the Nexus Bear, Lebrov and co will go 2-1 up and be one game away from Grand Finals.
G2 taking themselves to match point, a convincing win off of a strong early game, and again, it seems to be the decider in this, who can get control in the early stages.
We're going to go to a short break. We'll be back with what could be the deciding match of this series. Don't you dare go...
You can't cast any spell. It feels like I'm quite happy from G2's perspective, but now it's a little interesting shift in dynamics because...
And here comes the flank.
Skips his camps to get down to the bot side in time. Level 3 hit. Flash forward from Lebrov. Kalist is going to flash away, but doesn't have the cleanse. He's locked up. The shield's coming out from Targamas alongside that heal of enough to get him to safety. Now, G2 burn 2 of their flashes, and Yike's on his way. Lands the stun. Skewmon dashes back in. Yike almost stunned with those concussions.
He's still got to kill this dragon. The red buff is respawning, and Yike is definitely pathing towards the top side of the map. So Broken Blade going to have that awareness and recognize that that top jungle, Rob.
Is it just a cover?
I mean, this looks like a play to me.
But they know that nobody's on mid. Look at the pings from G2.
Oh, good interrupt there. The Unbreakable coming out from Lebrov. He is going to die. First blood to Kalist. But Lebrov definitely saved his AD carry there, eating up the Encore.
You can see G2, they're perfectly fine to match the play on top and still have essentially a smite for this objective.
Yeah, Vladdy just TP'd down towards the bot lane Tribush to try and get her in time, but as you say, the feast comes out. Now Skewmon chasing onto Kana, who has to flash.
Fight, so it's making it very difficult for KC to play out of that position once it happens, and Broken Blade now.
Is it enough?
That is!
Just gobbles him up! Nom 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 nom.
An easy kill for Broken Blades. I mean, he really did make that look so easy. State right now, slowly but surely chipping away at the structures. Broken Blade.
Can they kill it? There's the root. Gets the silence, isn't getting knocked up with the decimating smash. No one really was able to auto-attack him there, so I'm gonna say we don't know yet if they can kill him.
Results inconclusive on the experiment. We'll have to return
I
to
saw
this.
Kalist auto-attack him. I didn't see his HP go down.
Kana stunned up with this concussive
so
blows.
much damage.
Follow. Look at the damage Kalist just taking by sitting in the glacial storm.
Look, he's only
can't
3
get
years
close
old. He
enough.
doesn't know what this does, okay?
Oh, it's so true.
Moving.
G2, yeah, gonna go still.
The Shred is still going to offer a lot of value. Yike comes in. Here comes the TP as well.
Yike trying to step forward. Broken Blade acting as that bodyguard. Can't quite land the knockup. Vladdy's coming in from the bottom side. They dive onto Kana and Yike. Broken Blade flashes, and Yike gets gobbled up. The Realm Warp in as well. I don't think Vladdy wanted to take that. That's a one-way ticket to nowhere. Kana, the next target for G2. The encore comes over 3, but Targamas now on the retreat, has to flash the wall, and Skewmon Wind becomes lightning, and Targamas becomes fertilizer. Kalist now with a flash and a barrier. Gets over to the right side of the wall. Caps still looking for more, and there is another. Caps' passive has not even been procced this game. G2 with an ace at 22 minutes.
G2 just immediately turn onto the KC tanks. It was such a spread out fight, and G2 recognize it. Brilliant turn, and the Anakan to boot now.
Broken Blade is the only boss that you need to find a way. When you chuck a Braum and a Xin in there and they do all the CCing for you, it makes it much easier to land all that other CC.
I will say Caps putting down a massive AoE slow
Also helps.
probably contributes. If you guys think Cho'Gath is broken, by the way, you can join up to the 4,000 gold lead. It will be another Drake to them. Delayed by 1 if they were looking for a fast soul. They're only on soul point now, as Carmine Core were able to take the Dragon earlier on while G2 took the Rift out.
And it becomes a question of what are the options for KC? Like, maybe catching someone off in a side lane. You have to get creative with how this Ryze can use the ultimate. Kalist now, he doesn't have flash.
Does not have flash, and that's a flash frost to the face. It's or frostbite, I believe, as G2 now pushing through mid.
And like, I think that this is actually something that Jojo Pyun talked about after Caps spread out this at Nivea, is that like, this is not a champion you see particularly often. So oftentimes you haven't played against it in competitive, you haven't played against it in scrim, so you're just not really sure what exactly you're supposed to do against a champion like this. And unfortunately, KC feel a bit lost.
A major issue as well for KC is as soon as Kalist is dead, where's your consistent DPS on a Cho'Gath? Even with Kalist alive, it's still going to be tricky, but at least he can chuck some axes into that massive gentleman. Right now, G2 just push through mid, don't really care about the fact that Carmine Core are trying to harass them as they do. False life has fallen off. Yike tried to step forward. Caps, you got a stun over the wall here?
I mean, the scariest thing about Anivia in the late game is the wall, because you don't put any, well, you put maybe 1 point in it early, but in the late game, when you put more points into it, the sides of the wall, it can cover so much space, and it can trap people off. Kana, he's trying to escape, but there's the wall.
The crystallize. Encore is going to hit onto 3, but they don't really have the follow-up as of yet. Kana's still on that front line, but the dive onto the back. Kalist locked up. G2 find another. They're going to try and warp out, but the crystallize into the knock-up.
Triple?
It's a triple for BB.
Quadra?
A quadra for BB. Get back here, Yike. Get back here.
He's appearing.
It's a Michelin star meal, Broken Blade. No. No.
You know?
It was raw and wriggling and ready to be eaten up, Broken Blade. But instead, the Nexus G2's target, a spot in the grand finals, G2's target. And Carmine Core could not stand up to the power of the Gentleman Cho. 11-1, 26 minutes in. Carmine Core locked in their fountain. They're not climbing that blue wall as G2 go to the finals.
Yike refuses to be the prawn for this Shogun, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day. G2 looking incredibly strong moving on towards finals.
I mean, you have to feel that the flexibility that G2 has historically been known for would be favorable for them in these fearless drafts. And I feel like that game 4 was